90% of the 2024 Neco Agricultural Science Practical Examination questions have been treated in this video. Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. In this video lesson, I have analyzed the various specimens for the Agricultural Science Practical Examination, and I've also answered possible questions that you'll be given on the day of the examination. So do it to stick around, get your writing materials, and watch this video till the end. So here is a list of the various specimens that you see on the day of your examination, and it is important you familiarize yourself with these various specimens, and the specimens are labeled from specimen A down to specimen P. And there are certain things that you should know about the practical examination. Number one, the practical examination carries a good portion of your final score. That means that doing well in your practical examination will make you have an advantage in passing agricultural science as a paper. Secondly, in this practical examination, you'll be expected to draw. It is important you draw with a pencil and not with a pen or a biro. Anything you are doing with regard to your diagram should be done with a pencil. Your drawing should be with a pencil, label should be with a pencil, and also giving your work a title should also be done with a pencil. Remember, this is science and not art, so ensure you draw to the best of your ability. Do not draw, do not shade, and do not paint. And lastly, when you're asked for the scientific name of any organism, always write the first name, which is the genus name, start it with a capital letter, and then the species name should start with a small letter, and afterwards underline each of these names separately. For example, the scientific name of the onion bulb is the allium cepa. Allium should start with a capital letter, then cepa should start with a small letter, and afterwards underline each of them separately. And lastly, also, when you are asked to identify any specimen in the examination, identification means what is the name of that specimen. So probably there could be an onion bulb at your front and you ask identify specimen this. Your answer should also simply be an onion bulb. So moving on to our first specimen, which is specimen A, and that is the hand fork. We could be asked to identify simply means what is the name of that specimen. So in this case, specimen A is a hand fork. Then they could tell you to give a description. It simply means describe what you can see. So specimen A is a farm tool with three prongs with sharp end, and they are attached to a short wooden handle. Then they could also tell you to draw this specimen. So when you are told to draw, the hand fork has an handle, it has a ferrule, a tang, and then a tine, also called the prong. The tine is also known as the prong. Then uses are very simple. We use it for weeding, that's the removal of weed. We use it for transplanting, that is moving young seedlings from their nursery bed to the farmland. Then we use it for mixing soil and manure. We also use it for loosening soil, that's breaking soil clumps. And then we can use it for digging holes for planting, that's shallow holes for planting. So we move on to look at the second specimen, which is the garden fork. So could be asked to identify, meaning what is the name of specimen B, which is the garden fork. Next, they could tell us to describe or give a brief description about specimen B. So specimen B is a farm tool with four long prongs with sharp pointed end, and they are attached to a long metallic handle. But in this case, it has a grip. So this specimen is longer than the specimen A, which is the hand fork. So we could also be asked to draw and label as well. So the diagram is on the screen. Then we could be asked the uses. The uses is that it's used for stomping. We use this one for stomping, but we don't use the hand fork for stomping because this one is a bit thicker and it can remove stump. Stump simply means the root of trees. That after falling tree, removal of their root is what is called stumping. Then we use it for transplanting. We use it for mixing soil and manure. Also, we use it for loosening of the soil, and then we can use it for digging holes for planting. So we move on to specimen C, which is the hand trowel. So when asked to describe, the hand trowel is a farm tool with a flat metallic blade attached to a short wooden handle. just like the hand fork, but here we have a metallic blade instead of the metallic prongs. Now we could be asked to draw. So remember, the hand trowel has an handle and hanging hole, though not in all hand trowel. We have a ferrule, we have a tank, then we have a blade. Then for the uses, we use for breaking soil clumps, we can use for transplanting, it is used for mixing soil and manure, it is used for loosening the soil, it is used for digging hole for planting. And number 6 is one of the special purpose of this hand trowel. Most of us might be familiar with this hand trowel, especially around building sites, because it's used for mixing cement and concrete for building purposes. So we move on to specimen D, which is the knapsack sprayer. The knapsack sprayer is a farm equipment which is worn over the shoulder, just like a school bag, and it consists of several parts, such as the tank, the pump, and the nozzle. And this equipment is used for various agricultural purposes. So in the exam, you could be asked to list the part of this equipment or this specimen. And you should remember that this specimen has a tank, it has a nozzle, it has a hose, it has a pump, and also it has a lance. So they are the parts of the equipment. Then the uses are for spraying insecticide, for application of liquid fertilizers, and also for irrigation. Irrigation is simply artificial supply of water to farmland. So moving on, you could be told to give a general maintenance of specimen A to D or individual maintenance of each of those specimens. So in general, you have to clean and keep those equipment or those tools in a cool, dry place, and also keep them away from moisture and sunlight to prevent rusting. Also, you have to use the farm tool for the right purpose. For example, the hand trowel is used for losing the soil. We don't use it for stomping. So if I try to use for stomping, I will end up destroying that hand trowel. Also replace one hand part, and also regular checking of the equipment is necessary. Then for a knapsack sprayer, we have to wash the tank after each use. Let's assume today I use to apply chemical A and tomorrow I want you to apply chemical B. If I place chemical B into that tank without watching it, chemical B might mix with the remnant of chemical A, and probably it might render B inactive or ineffective. So you have to watch the tank of the NASA sprayer after each use. So we move on to look at specimen E, which is poultry droppings. The poultry droppings is just simply the feces of poultry animals like chicken, turkey, and the likes. Though the poultry droppings may be mixed with other things like the poultry beddings, that is the wood shavings that were spread on the floor for the poultry animal to pass the feces onto. Next, the poultry droppings is an organic manure because it is gotten from the remains of a living organism. Next, the uses and importance. Basically, we have two uses, which are provision of nutrients for plants, hence it helps to promote plant growth. And secondly, it is used as a source of energy. Then for the importance, the poultry droppings help to improve soil structure. It also helps to prevent soil erosion, and lastly, it increases the farmer's yield because when the plant grows very well, the farmer automatically sells good product and hence he earns a better income. So next is specimen F, which is the cow dung. The cow dung is the physics of cow or cattle, and it is an organic manure. It provides several uses or importance to the crop and also to the farmer. The two important uses are it provides nutrients to the plant for a better plant growth. Also, it is used as a source of energy. Then for the importance, it improves soil structure, it helps to prevent soil erosion, and also it increases the farmer's income or the farmer's yield. We have specimen G, which is the NPK fertilizer. It is called this name because the N there stands for nitrogen, the P stands for phosphorus, and the K stands for potassium. So it supplies this nutrient or this element to the soil and ultimately to the plant. So this fertilizer is an inorganic fertilizer, unlike the other two which we just looked at, which are organic, but this is an inorganic fertilizer. Then for the uses, it provides nutrients for the plant,
for better plant growth, and also it increases the farmer's yield as well. Then when we ask for the effect, this inorganic fertilizer has some effects or some disadvantages. So the effect of constant application or constant usage is that it increases the soil acidity or it decreases the soil pH. Secondly, this fertilizer destroys soil matter and microorganisms, because remember it increases the soil acidity, and when the soil becomes too acidic, certain organisms cannot survive in this acidic medium. Hence, these microorganisms they die. Also, it also destroys the soil structure. So we look at specimen H, which is lime or calcium carbonate. So this is an inorganic fertilizer, just like the NPK fertilizer. So the uses are, it helps to neutralize soil acidity. This is one of the most important reasons. Remember, the NPK fertilizer increases soil acidity, meaning if I apply NPK fertilizer to the soil, the soil will start to become more acidic. So when I notice that the soil is becoming more acidic and it's not supporting some plant growth, what can I do next? I have to apply lime to that soil, because lime will help to neutralize the acidity caused by that fertilizer or any other thing. Or we can say it increases the pH of the soil. It makes the soil to become more alkaline. So if probably I want to plant a crop, the crop needs an alkaline soil. What I have to do is that I can apply lime to that soil to make it to become more alkaline before planting that crop. Then there are various types which are available to farmers. So they are the dolomite lime and calcitic lime. Welcome back. So we move on to specimen I, which is the onion bulb. The botanical name is the Allium cepa. Remember that the first name starts with the capital letter and the small name starts with the small letter, and also underline them individually. Next, for the mode of propagation, this crop is planted vegetatively using the bulb, and it stores its food in the leaf. Then it has a lifespan of an annual duration, so it grow, bear fruit and die within 1 year. It's an annual plant. So moving on, specimen J is a yam tuber, and its botanical name is Dioscorea spp. When asked for the mode of propagation, it is propagated vegetatively using the seed tuber, and it stores its fruit in the tuber or the root, because the root is modified for food storage. Then the lifespan, it's an annual plant because it grows, bear fruit and die within 1 year or one growing season. So moving on, specimen K is the cassava tuber, and its botanical name is Maniote esculenta. For the mode of propagation, it is propagated vegetatively using the stem cutting, that is the stem. So we have vegetative propagation, which is an artificial propagation, or any propagation done without using the seed is vegetative or asexual or artificial. Then when we use seed, it is called the sexual propagation. So moving on, for the food storage, the food is stored within the root or the tubers. Then its lifespan, it is an annual plant because it bear fruit. It grows rather, bear fruit and die within one growing season. So moving on, specimen L is the ginger rhizome. Its botanical name is the Zingiber officinale, and it is propagated using the rhizome, hence the name ginger rhizome. And for the lifespan, it is a perennial crop, meaning it grows for more than bear fruit for more than 2 growing seasons. And this crop has several parts. You could be told to draw and label. It has the node, it has the bud, it has the internode, it has the adventitious root, and also it has the scale leaf as well as other parts. So moving on, specimen M is fresh meat. The first question you could be asked is, what is preservation? So preservation is the act or process involved in preventing the growth of microorganisms or preventing agricultural products from spoilage. Then you could be asked, what are the methods of preservation? So the method are sun drying, sorting, smoking, refrigeration, and then canning. Then you could be asked, what are the classes of meat based on their source? So we have poultry if it's got from chicken or turkey. We have beef if it's got from cattle. We have pork if it's got from pig. And then we have mutton if it's got from goat or sheep. Then you could be asked, what class of food does this specimen fall under, or what nutrient does it provide? So the fresh meat or meat as a whole provide protein to the consumer or even to animals. So moving on, specimen N is a tapeworm, and there are various species of tapeworm and different sources. We have Taenia saginata gotten from cow. We have Taenia solium gotten from pig. We have Taenia diphyllobothrium gotten from fishes. Then you could be asked, what is the class of this parasite, or what class does it fall under? It is an endoparasite because the word endo means inside. So it stays inside the body of the host. For example, this worm here, this tapeworm stays inside the body of the cow or the cattle. For the habitat, it lives in the intestine and muzzle of farm animals. So in your exam, you could be asked, what is the relationship between M and N? That is the meat and this tapeworm. The meat can serve as habitat to the tapeworm. And also you could be asked for the various function of the part of the tapeworm, more especially the head. The head of the tapeworm is known as the scolex, and the scolex has three principal things, which are the rostellum, you have the sucker, and then you have the hook. The rostellum and hook help to provide attachment to the wall of the intestine. Then the sucker helps to suck up nutrients for its survival. It suck up nutrients from the host. So basically we have the rostellum and hook which help to attach the tapeworm to the wall of the intestine so that it is not moved away by feces or food or any other material that passes through the digestive system. So moving on, specimen O is the roundworm, and its scientific name is the Ascaris lumbricoides. So when you are asked to state the class of parasite, it is an endoparasite because it lives inside the body of the host, and for its habitat, it lives in the intestine and muscles. By muscle, we mean the meat. So it lives in the intestine and muscle of farm animals, majorly pigs. So by consuming pig meat, which is pork, the person has a chance of getting infected with the Ascaris lumbricoides, which is the roundworm. Just to add, the roundworm lives in muzzles of farm animals, majorly pig. It means that specimen M, which is the meat, can serve as an habitat to the roundworm. So there's a relationship between M and O. Lastly, specimen P is the tick, and its scientific name is the Bophilius microplus. And for its class of parasite, it is an ectoparasite because it lives on the body of the host, so it lives outside. So for its habitat, it lives on the skin, the hair, and the fur of farm animals, majorly cattle, pig, sheep, and goat. So moving on, in the exam, you could be told to list the effects of specimen M to P on farm animals. Mind you, they are all parasites and they have negative effects on the life of a farm animal. And what are these effects? We have anemia, we have weight loss, we have weakness. The farm animal will undergo emaciation, there will be loss of appetite, there will be diarrhea, there will be restlessness. That's for tick infestation. You'll see them most times, they'll start using their body to scratch the wall and the legs. Then ultimately it could lead to death. Also, we could be asked to list the ways to control those parasites. For N and O, they are both warm. So one of the effective ways through deworming. Also, maintaining farm hygiene can help to control these specimens which are tapeworm and roundworm. Then for ways to control specimen P, one, use insecticide. Secondly, dipping. There's a large pool of water that has been mixed with insecticide. So you simply dip the animal into it to remove this parasite. Also keep the environment clean, and also if you suspect that you have an infected farm animal, you could isolate it from the others and treat it properly. So friends, I hope you found this video helpful and you learned a lot from this video. Don't forget to like this video and also do it to share this video to your friends who are writing the Neco examination. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, don't forget to do that right away so that whenever a new video drop, you always get notified. Till you get to see my next video, do have a wonderful time.